Hey guys, hope you're well. So the plan is to start building this, which is quite exciting really. Sorry, just shutting the door. So the first thing is we start with the head. So you can see there's a number. Okay, and that's the bag. So this bag has the rotor head, and that's what we're going to build. Right, so everything's out. I've got a tiny little screw here, so I'm going to put that over here to one side. Okay, everything's actually already put together, but I do need to take it all apart, use Loctite, use grease, and grease it all up. So that's what I'm going to do now. So first, take these off. Okay guys, so I've done the head. So all I've done is I've taken all this bit apart. I've put the used the grease, this grease over here. So I've got the Align grease, grease the inside, grease the feathering shaft as you can see here. Used Loctite to do the screws. Took all the screws out, used Loctite and everything. Made sure everything's Loctite, and that's it. So nice and easy. Okay, so now the next page, or the next part is just to get the swash plate. And so I've got my swash plate here. Okay, and the next part is literally to take all these pieces out and just Loctite everything. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, so all this part now, as you can see there, every single one of these now has Loctite on it. And it's nice and tight. Some of these were super loose, so I just tightened it, put Loctite on it. So that's done. So now the next part is we get the swash plate and sorry, not the swash plate, the main shaft, and we feed it basically through here. It feels very tight actually. Oh, here we go. Through there, and I guess we before we do that, we need to put the swash plate through. So get that swash plate in. Oh, that's tight as well. Oh, goodness me. It's a tight swash plate. Okay, and then we get this part in like this. And then we get the screw in. So the screw goes that way. Okay, so for now I've done that. It's nice and loose here because obviously we need to take that off to use the swash plate leveler to then level the swash plate once it goes on. So I've just for now put it together just to kind of see what it looks like, but obviously that has to come off so I could level the swash plate later. Now the next part is we're going to start on the frame, the main frame, so that's what we'll be doing now. Okay guys, so I've built the top part of the frame, and yeah, it was quite easy to put together. The instructions were quite straightforward and everything fitted together really nicely. No problems there at all. Considering it was my first build, I didn't really find it that difficult, which is a positive thing. So yeah, so far all good. That part is built. So yeah, that's what it looks like. That's the top of the frame. I believe this bit sort of goes probably like that. But yeah, we'll carry on. Right guys, so I've done a bit more on it, put the belts in. Obviously they're loose at the moment, you can see them there. Put all the servo bits that hold the servo up, etc. But what I've realised is the more I'm building this, the more I'm realizing it's incredibly complex. It all fits together nicely, like there's no problems, everything fits together really well, but this is going to be my practice helicopter and I'm probably going to crash it quite a bit. And I'm just thinking, this is going to be an absolute nightmare if I crash this and I have to do something, like if I have to change the belt, I have to take this whole like bit here off, and what a nightmare that would be. So yeah, as I'm building it, I'm thinking, this is fine if you're not going to crash a lot, but if you're going to be, you know, sometimes I used to crash 2 or 3 times a week practicing new things, and to take this whole thing apart and try and put it back together was just going to be a nightmare. That's what I think anyway, so I guess I'll wait and find out. And I think, I was meant to put the belt the right way. I've done it the wrong way, I think. Anyway, bit of a problem. I'm not sure if it makes any difference. I'll try it out and see what happens. So yeah, I'll continue and keep you updated. Okay guys, so I'm about halfway through the manual and I've got the bottom part fitted, as you can see there, and I've got the skids. So going together nicely, it's actually all fitting together nicely, but I'm just dreading the complexity of it. If I crash this thing and I have to, you know, make any changes, it's just a nightmare really. I think I'm going to have to take all this top bit off, and it just seems like a really complex design, but it does fit together nicely. The manual so far has been really clear, no problems, but yeah, just dreading that I crash it, which that's the whole idea. It's meant to be a cheap model that I could take risks with and crash and not be a problem, but part of me thinking maybe I made a mistake, but we'll see. So probably gonna call it a day for now. It's quite late at night. I think I've done enough for today and I'll carry on with that tomorrow. So keep watching guys. Okay guys, so it's the next day and I've decided to just do a little bit more work on the helicopter. So the next part is, I've got my motor there. It's a nice big motor, so it needs to go basically into here. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So just turn around. Okay guys, so now the motor's on. The only thing I'm not sure about is how tight to do that belt, because there's a belt that runs from here to this kind of bit, and I've done it basically as tight as I can. So I push this motor as forward as I can with my fingers and made it as tight as I can, and it seems to be fine. Doesn't seem to be slipping, I don't think. Seems to be okay. I don't really see kind of any problems there, so hopefully that will be okay. Obviously if that slips, that means the whole helicopter is going to stop, which is not good, so we'll see. But yeah, I think it's okay for now. Seems to work all right. It doesn't seem to be slipping. We'll obviously test it first and see if that needs to be any tighter, but it's really easy. It's just 4 screws there, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side, and then you just kind of move that forward and backwards. So I've literally pushed it as far forward as I can, just to try and get it as tight as I can. So I think it's okay. Right, I think the next part, according to here, is to get the boom. So that's the next part here, trying to get the boom. So that's exciting. So let's have a look. Where's the boom? Boom. In there. Let's pull out blades. That's the part I'm quite excited about actually. I think once we get the boom and the tail, it's gonna look a bit more like a helicopter, which is gonna be exciting. So I'm gonna open that. get this part done and fitted. Nice colour to it. It's quite a like, I don't know if you can see that the colour is matte. It's quite a matte colour. It's not glossy, but I like it. It's nice. Okay, so I'm going to fit the boom, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay guys, so this is all done. Boom's on there. All this bit is on there. Everything's on there. I'm not going to lie, it was really difficult. I didn't quite push the boom all the way in. It was literally like a couple of millimeters too long, which meant that this part here was just a complete nightmare, and I couldn't get the belt on, but I managed to push it all back in now, and yeah, just literally been about 2 millimeters out, caused a lot of issues, but that's all fine, that's all good. This part's all working really well. You can see it there, nice and smooth, working really well. Obviously I've taken this whole sort of part completely apart, put grease inside, Loctite every single screw, made sure everything is secured properly, so this is all fine, so it's good now. Also, what I realized when I put this stabilizer on, it was actually hitting the floor and it hitting the table, and it's not actually, this isn't meant to hit the table. So what I realized is, if you notice here, I had this the wrong way round. So if you rewind the video, you'll notice that the Align was at the front and that should be at the back, which meant instead of it sitting forward, I'm exaggerating a bit, but instead of it sitting forward like that, it was sitting backwards like that. And this is why this bit ended up basically hitting the floor. But yeah, we're kind of there. We're getting there very, very slowly. Belt tension seems really good. So it's going around there. You can see in the back every time I move the motor, that's moving. So hopefully that's getting better, getting there. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop there and do the rest a bit later. But I think we're about 75% there of the build, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. All right, keep watching, guys. Hi guys, so this is the next day, and I'm now going to basically put the Align servos in. So I've got my cyclic servos here, I've got 3 of them, really nice servos actually, high voltage. So yeah, going to be putting them on, put the rudder servo, get all the wiring down. I'll probably put the ESC on here as well while I'm at it. I think everything else is pretty much done, and then what I'm going to do is get the main shaft and the gears and all these bits in. So yeah, that's the plan for now. So yeah, keep watching and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so I've put the servos on. As you can see there, I've got my, I don't know if you can see, 2 cyclic servos there. I'm at the back over here. I've put the ESC, connected it all to the motor. And yeah, the actual build is now finished. I've not put the tail servo in yet because I need to center it, so I'll center it and then I'll put it, but it's really easy, just got 4 screws there, really easy access, and I can just screw it in and that's done. So the official build is now done. What I've got to do now is just wait for my fly wireless unit, which is the Nexus XR, to come probably at some point next week. And then once that's in, I will mount that on the back, and then I will wire everything properly to it, and then I will do my actual adjustments. But yeah, everything's in, everything is working correctly. When I turn the motor, you can see that, I don't know, can you see it? Very slowly, yeah. Yeah, you can see that's, the head is actually turning very slowly. Here you go. If I move it a bit faster, you can see it's moving. You can see everything's moving in the right direction. Yeah, it's built. There's nothing more to do in terms of built. All the rest is now just set up. So setting up the servo centering, setting up the swash plate. I've not attached any of it because I'm going to wait till it's basically ready. and then go from there. But yeah, that's basically all done. So very exciting. I'm going to actually put the canopy on, so just to see how it looks. I think that would be really nice to do that. Yeah, that's it. Aha! So that's it. That's what it looks like. Fully built. And yeah, just ready for the setup. I'm probably not going to film this setup, to be honest, but that's okay. I think I'm going to be doing an XS XR setup. So if you use the Radio Master, you could follow that. But yeah, that's the build. The next video will be the maiden. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, look out for the maiden video. Have a good day.